So it looks like you guys completely reworked this from the ground up. Everything's 3D environment, hand-drawn characters, new levels. You brought a lot of the old levels from the original one in, right?
So it's basically, so yeah, Ducktales is one of the most cherished 8-bit games of all time. So essentially we're remastering it for a new generation of gamers. Way Forward is the developer. I think they were a very good choice for this. They really understand retro games and retro gamers. They also have a very good attention to detail, and they know what details to put into a game in order to make it very special, right? So, starting off, as you mentioned, all the animations are hand-drawn and animated.
They look incredible. It really
looks like
good.
a vibrant cartoon just come to life.
Yeah.
Additionally, it's very authentically Disney. So we have all official Disney voice actors. Some of them actually that did the TV series as well. We've got Alan Young, who's the voice of Scrooge McDuck, as well as Terrence McGovern, the voice of Launchpad McQuack. There's some other returning favorites, but all of the voice acting is sanctioned by Disney, and the official voice actors assigned to each of those characters at this time. Additionally, if you remember the old 8-bit game, the backgrounds were just repeated textures over and over again.
Yeah.
Way Forward went through the whole TV series and found episodes that line up with levels in the game, and then use those episodes to inspire the background. So if you're a big Ducktales fan, as you play through the game, you're going to get other references that weren't in the original.
That opening scene we saw, that was newly added too, right?
Yeah, all the new cutscenes are added. We do have some other added areas. There's a new tutorial level that sets up the storyline to come. There's also a new museum that's essentially a visual representation of your progress collecting the 5 legendary treasures, as well as trophies, achievements, and status on the leaderboards. Scrooge's Money Bin is now a playable area, so the more gold you collect, you can go check it out at the Money Bin, and you can take a swim through the coins, which I think every DuckTales fan has always wanted to do. Gameplay-wise, the game retains the authenticity of its 8-bit predecessor, so the level design is exactly the same. So if you remember how to play it from back in the day, this will feel right at home. There are some slight modernizations, basically just to bring the game up to today's standards. So things like different level difficulty settings, checkpoints.
Now the different difficulty settings, does that just add more enemies on the screen like at once? Like you're going, like I just had one ghost, would it add like 2 or 3 or?
I know, so I don't know all of the details thus far, but I've been playing around with them here. So on easy mode, there's things like lives don't really matter, you can die repeatedly. On hard mode, there's no map. And then I would assume there's also some damage scaling, stuff like that.
How do you pogo jump in this?
Jump and then hold down X. There you go. Yeah, other modernizations like certain things that. Yeah, here we go.
More people left.
Cool. I felt really bad. I was like, you're sitting on the floor. Now the endings. There's still 3 alternate endings. You guys, I can only imagine you guys improved on all these. Did you guys add another one or a 4th one, or there's still 3 basic ones?
I don't know if there's additional ones on top of it. I do know there's some additional surprises as you play through things, but I know all of the original endings are intact for sure.
The new levels. How much more time do you think they'll add to this game?
It's not an extreme amount of time. Like the tutorial level is rather short. It just gives you the basics of the pogo and the cane swing, and it kind of sets up essentially the Beagle Boys coming and robbing the money bin, so it starts the whole storyline off. But before there, like, you played the NES version, you just kind of hopped in and started going through levels. There wasn't a lot of explanation, so the storyline is definitely much more fleshed out this time around. Another cool thing is how they handle the soundtracks. So the 8-bit soundtrack for DuckTales is very classic. Fans love it, especially the Moon theme. They always talk about it. So they use the 8-bit music as a base and then remaster it over on top of it. So they sound much more modern, but they still have the same classic melodies that people remember. But one really cool quirk that they did was for the new areas that didn't have original 8-bit songs, they actually went back and created 8-bit songs first, using the same limitations they had back in the NES days. So then when they remastered it, the whole soundtrack sounds congruent.
That's awesome.